Have you ever found a life hack? A hack that you knew, that you discovered, that nobody else has ever thought of. You were certain of it, right? I've talked before about girl math and how, like, if you spend money because you've got cash in your pocket, it's free, right? Because you're not using your Apple Pay. You're not using your parents' debit card or your debit card. It's free money. It's just money that's sitting in your pocket. So whatever you spend, that item is free. So my life hack was actually my honeymoon. Now, I know you guys are not getting married right now. I get it. But listen, this is a really good hack, and I want you to know about it. So I was just dating Mike. We were not engaged, but we had talked about marriage. We knew we were going to get married. He hadn't dropped the knee yet. He hadn't put a ring on it yet. But my best friend, she was engaged. And so we decided we were going to go to a wedding show. Have you ever been to a wedding show? If you haven't, here's what it is. You walk into this giant convention center and there are booths of vendors set up all over the place. And the vendors are like caterers and photographers and videographers and musicians and DJs and wedding dress people and jewelers and destination weddings and honeymoons and all kinds of stuff. You get to sample free things. You just kind of take all of the free stuff that they've got and you take it home and you can plan your little wedding, and it's fantastic. So at one of the booths, it was called Dinner for Two or something like that. They had a sign on their booth that said, "Register for a chance to win a free honeymoon." Bet. Your girl likes anything that's free. So that's what I did. I wrote my name down, I dropped it in the little box, and a couple days later, I got a phone call. "Congratulations, you just won a free honeymoon." Are you kidding me? All I had to do was go down to their offices, sit through some presentation, and at the end of the presentation, they would give me my free honeymoon. Spoiler alert, if you're ever somewhere that says register to win a free blah, 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 you already won that free blah, blah, blah. They just want to get you down so that they can give you a sales pitch, and they're hoping to sell you something out of it. So I go down to this little office, and the office is full of everybody else that also registered to win a free honeymoon. And we were all winners, and this guy cooked us dinner and was selling these pots and pans. They were several $100s a piece. Like, these were like top of the line pots and pans. I had 0% interest in purchasing any of those pots and pans because I don't have that kind of budget. But I did make him feel really good throughout the whole presentation. I was oohing and eyeing at everything he did. I cheered for him with every piece of broccoli he cooked, every slice of chicken he made. He thought he was gonna get like his whole month's commission off of me. I'm kind of a participation girl. So at the end of the presentation, he comes to me and he says, "So, what pots and pans do you want to buy for me today?" I was like, "Look, buddy, 0. I want none of your pots and pans. I'm literally just here for my free honeymoon." And he got kind of sad, but he got it, right? Like, other people were there, they were sucked in, and they were buying his stuff. He didn't need me to buy his stuff. So he hands me this envelope, and inside the envelope, free honeymoon. No joke. So if you ever, and I just remember telling people, like, if you ever get married, or if you want to pretend you're getting married and go on a free vacation, just fill out this registration thing, go sit through a presentation, and bam, you can be sitting on a beach in Mexico for a week. So the same thing happens. We want to tell people because we want to bring them into our joy. We want them to experience that joy with us, or we want them to take part in it. We want them to also have that cool experience. And we love to tell these kinds of stories. It's also true with the story of grace that we've received from God. It's so true. The places that we've been, the highest highs and the lowest lows, all of that is our story, and we should be excited to tell people about the redemption that we've received from Jesus. In 1 Peter chapter 3, verse 15, Peter reminds us that we should always be ready to tell people why we have this hope that we have. And it's part of our whole life, right? Like, our story is never complete. Never. It changes and evolves as you grow, and your story gets to change and evolve. And you get to tell people new things, new ways that God is transforming your life. We've talked about how to claim our history and how the things that we've gone through have brought us to where we are today. And now we're going to talk about how do we use all of that to tell the story of the personal faith that you have, that I have in Jesus, and why I have this relationship with him. Here's the thing, God made you unlike anybody else. You are the only one of you that has experienced what you've experienced, that has been redeemed the way you've been redeemed, that has been shown love the way that you have been shown love. There is nobody else on the planet that can explain your story better than you. And our stories are meant to be told. The entire Bible is a bunch of stories that are meant to be told. So this week, we're going to unpack that. We're going to talk about how to tell your story, why it's important to tell your story, and why we should always be ready to tell people our stories.